We are going to start multiplying inverses, finding the multiplicative inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, finding the product of a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 1, and then solving two linear equations by using matrices. The first example that we have in the book is the 3-5 matrix. Can't get this to go in very well. There we go. Okay, so I'm looking for my multiplicative matrix, and we are going to do these all in the calculator. So I have my TI-84 Silver Edition calculator. And for those of you who are not familiar with the calculator, if you push the blue button and then go down past the math button to the inverse button and push enter, we're at our matrix screen. Okay, so we're going to type in this matrix, and I'm just going to arrow left so that I'm editing, and I'm going to push the number 1. So I'm going to enter in my matrix. Now remember, when you are looking at your matrix, there are 2 rows, 2 columns, so our dimension is a 2 by 2. And right here at the top of the screen, we have the 2 by 2. I have stuff entered into my calculator, so I'm going to type over, and I just do the number and enter, and it types over so that my first row is 3, 5, my second row is 2, 4. I'm going to quit out of there, and I need to find my inverse matrix. I type the information in A, and my inverse button is that button that I needed to push when I push the blue button to go into the matrix. That is the inverse matrix. And to get that inverse matrix, these have decimals, and I want fractions, so I'm going to push math, and then fraction, which is 1, enter, converts those decimals to fractions. So there is my inverse of my matrix. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to go about typing in when you are looking to solve an equation, how to use this calculator to solve the equation. The first thing I want to do is I need to show you what the equation is. And I have 2 systems of equations, so 5x plus 4y equals 10. 6x plus 5y equals 13. And if we take out the x's and we take out the y's, we have our rows of our x's in 5, 6, the row of the y's in my next column, and then my constants. And when we write this as a matrix, that's just an array of numbers that we've put in. And we say that we could have an augmented matrix because we are putting them in together. And it's real important that you type those into the matrix the same way your X is lined up. I'm going to go into my matrix. I'm going to edit. And this is a 2 by 3 matrix. I have 2 rows and 3 columns. 5, 4, and then my constants 10. 6, 5, and my constants 13. I have entered in my system then into the equation. I'm going to push my matrix, and I'm going to arrow over to math. I want to do some calculations on it, and we're doing this all by calculator, not by hand. And we're going to go to reduced row echelon form re-ref, and I'm going to select that value by pushing enter, and I'm going to go back and pick up my matrix A. So I want to do a reduced row echelon form on my matrix A. If you notice, what it has done in my first column were my x values. So I have 1x equals a negative 2. I have 1y equals 5. And those of you that are watching, I am not going to allow my students to give me this answer. That is not the answer. I need the answer to the system, and this is 1x equals negative 2 and 1y equals 5. So negative 2, 5 is my ordered pair that is the system answer. Solve the system. Let's do this one more time. I'm going to solve the system of equations. 3x minus 2y equals 9. And I'm going to have 4x plus 7y equals a negative 17. Without the x and the y, line the x's up, line the y's up with their sign, line the constants up, and those are the entries that we're going to put into our calculator, okay? So you notice these are in standard form. The numbers are all lined up, x's, y's, and then constants, x's, y's, and constants. The blue button and the inverse button, arrow over to edit. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. 3, negative 2, 9, 4, 7, negative 17. And if you need to pause here to make sure that you have got all of those entered in correctly, that's fine. Just push pause. I'm going to second quit. I'm going to do some mathematics on it, so I'm going to arrow over from the name section to the math section, and I'm going to arrow down until I find rerev, reduced row echelon form, and I need that one. And I'm going to select my value of A, and I have 1x is 1 and 1y is negative 3. So the answer is 1, negative 3. X equals 1, y equals a negative 3. And that should do it. The assignment will be on Google Classroom.